Hmm. Okay, wonderful. So as mindfulness meditators, we're dealing with two things: forgetting and remembering. It's really that simple. Our mind is really highly habitual. That means anything that we repeat again and again, it will learn. It will learn those patterns. And these habits cause us to forget, literally forget what it is we're doing now. We literally forget. And you can see during that meditation that anytime you wandered off towards thinking, anytime you become lost in remembering or planning, that you forgot what you were doing. You can literally forget that you're sitting here meditating. I find that so interesting. Yeah. So as meditators, what we do is we cultivate the remembering. And the remembering is mindfulness. Now the problem is that throughout the day, habit becomes dominant. That means we practice forgetting more often than we practice remembering. So when you sit down to meditate, it's important to just have that intention to create a quality of time in which you put that effort towards remembering very simple things. So it's my task today to explain how we structure our meditation practice. Now, the first mindfulness training in MIDL is called grounding awareness. But let's see if we can explain what this actually means. Yeah. So mindfulness is remembering. We're remembering this is what I'm experiencing now. This is what I am aware of now. And at a more advanced level, you'll also be remembering this is how I'm relating to what I'm experiencing now. Does that make sense so far? Just simply like that? Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So let's look at how you structure your meditation practice, how you can develop this ability to remember. So it will actually start to come up and appear in your daily life as well. The first thing we need is something to remember that's always available, that's here now. Very simple. Now, when we sit down to meditate, especially when we're meditating in daily life, we usually come to meditation with a very busy mind. Or maybe if you just woke up in the morning, you might come with a very sleepy mind. Yeah. So what we need is a way of settling our mind and increasing the clarity of that awareness. So what we do is we don't try at first to just concentrate on one thing. You're better off just being aware in a very general way. And so what that means is when you close your eyes, just close your eyes, you just feel yourself sitting here. Now give the instruction, be aware of what it feels like just to be here. And I'm often asked, what does that mean? Well, this is a very general instruction Because what we're not trying to do is to hold our attention on any one thing. We're just cultivating a general remembering of what we're doing. So when I close my eyes over, I'm just sitting here. I can just feel my posture, feel my shoulders, the touch of my hands, the pressure of my body. You can try it now. You can just feel a few breaths. Maybe my mind's a bit sleepy or maybe it's a bit restless, but that's okay. Just being aware of it. You can feel the touch of the air on the skin. Bit of tightness in the back of the hips. Just relaxing those legs a bit. You can even play with the balance in your posture. Just adjust yourself a bit. So you're comfortable, you're balanced. And you just generally be aware of it. But the main thing is to remember to be aware of it. It's that remembering that's important. Yeah. And then the next thing I like to bring my awareness to, but actually where I am at the moment, it's actually very quiet. But sometimes it can be quite noisy. Yeah. So if you have sound around you, sound is wonderful. Yeah. To develop this initial mindfulness. You just bring your awareness out to the sound. Go right out to the sound. And what you do with sound is you focus on that flow, that change within the sound. So it's not what the sound about, oh, the people next door are being really noisy or that dog barking or that traffic. But it's more how the sound comes and goes. If you just focus on it now, just sitting here, just align your awareness with any sound that you can hear. And notice how that sound flows. It comes, it goes. So that flow, that change within the sound holds your attention. But since you're cultivating mindfulness, your effort should be towards remembering, I'm just sitting here listening to the sound. Now, this isn't a thought, I'm sitting here listening to the sound. It's more just know this is what I'm doing. Just knowing. Do you understand what I mean by that? Just knowing? Yeah? Yeah, just generally knowing. It's really that simple what we're doing. But as the meditation practice gets deeper, what we do is we're being given more and more difficult objects to know, to remember, that's all. But you start out with this. So gently aware, just sitting here, aware of the flow, the change within sound. This could be considered your settling period. So you're just using this to settle your mind. And if you're sleepy or tired, that effort to just be aware of that can raise the energy levels. Yeah, maybe bring a little bit more clarity to your mind. And if you're restless, it gives your mind space for that energy to settle down. Yeah. So that's that first structure that we do in our meditation practice. Once you're feeling a bit more settled, you're a bit more relaxed in your posture, you can take some softening, relaxing breaths. Just feeling a bit more present. Then the real mindfulness training begins. We come into our body. Now, our body is really important. Yeah. So to come into your body, the first thing you should do is not go to your body, but create what I call a posture of mindfulness. So when I sat down in meditation, I decided, okay, I'm going to hold my body like this. Might be for 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, might be 1 hour. And I'm going to hold this physical posture and I'm not going to move. So I've created this intention to sit like this. Yeah? We all do that easy enough, don't we? We decide, I'm going to sit in meditation. When you're developing mindfulness, you also need to do the same thing with your mind. For this period of time, I'm going to create a meditation posture within my mind. And so what are those 4 things? Can anyone remember the 4 things that make up that meditation posture? Within our mind, what are the 4 things that we make up? Yeah. So the first one is curiosity.
Curiosity.
Ah, very good. Yeah, curiosity. So what we want to do is curiosity is like holding a question mark. It's kind of like, oh, I'm watching this show, or I'm reading a book, or I'm doing something and I really want to understand what's going on. That's curiosity. Yeah. Often called investigation, but I like curiosity. Yeah. So be curious. So it's actually an intention. I want to understand. I don't know. But if I pay attention, maybe I will know. Maybe I will understand. It's like that. So we have curiosity. What's the next part of the posture of the mind?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Well done. You have been paying attention. Mindfulness. And mindfulness is that remembering. So curiosity stimulates mindfulness. If you're not curious, if you're not putting that effort to look, to pay attention again and again, mindfulness will not become strong. So curiosity stimulates mindfulness because curiosity causes you to look again and again and again. Yeah. And so when mindfulness starts to grow strong, what's the next mental factor that develops?
Isn't it concentration? So you focus on a specific object.
Yeah, Penny was just about to say it then, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, concentration.
Are you recording this, or have I pressed something that's making it recorded? Mine says
I'm recording them this year. I'm going to try to get some pictures that I can post online.
I'd never seen that before. I just
But
noticed
the big picture is me. Don't worry, it's not going to be pictures of you.
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. So basically, we have curiosity stimulates mindfulness. And then mindfulness, as it develops, that remembering causes concentration. So what is it that concentrates?
Awareness.
Awareness. Well done. Yeah, awareness concentrates. And when awareness concentrates, it means our awareness isn't dispersed all over the place. And so awareness becomes more clear. So that means we see things more clearly. Yeah. So that's your posture of the mind. Does that kind of make sense? You have curiosity, mindfulness, concentration, and awareness. So what we'll do now is we're just going to do this presence again. So we're going to sit here, notice what it feels like to sit here, notice sounds around us, and see if you can notice that feeling of looking, the curiosity. See if you can notice the remembering, which is the mindfulness. And play with that effort there. And as you do, you may notice that you become more focused, the concentration develops. And then you become more clearly aware. And that's what you could be called your posture of your mind. And then your intention in meditation is just to hold that posture for the whole of the meditation. Of course, you'll forget to do it because we're dealing with forgetting and remembering. We're dealing with habit and mindfulness. Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what it feels like. So just allow your eyes to close over. We'll notice how we begin our meditation. You can start to just play a bit with your posture. Notice what it feels like just to be here. Just in a very general way. You can feel the air on your skin, the touch of your hands, the pressure of your body on the chair, on the floor. Sounds around you, just generally being aware. And looking. And remembering, start to create that posture of your mind. A posture of remembering. And you can start to open that posture out to sounds. The flow, the change within the sound. But your focus is on the remembering. Remembering, I'm just listening. I'm just sitting here. And then you bring your awareness to your body. And what we're going to do is be aware of different parts of our body. So our mindfulness can grow. In a very general way, be aware of the feeling of warmth or coolness within your body. Just very generally, you don't have to look closely at it, you're just remembering it. Maybe you feel it in your arms, in your back, your face, in your feet. Relax your effort to remember it. It doesn't take much effort at all. The effort should be more towards calming, relaxing. If you find you are straining at all, just take a few softening breaths and relax that effort, relax that strain. As you relax, your awareness will naturally go down to the touch of your hands. That feeling of pressure, of warmth, of coolness. Remembering that your hands are touching. You can start to feel the pressure of your body. If you're on a chair, you may feel the pressure in your back. The chair or the floor, the back of your buttocks, your legs, your feet. Just gently remembering that touch. Notice how the posture of mindfulness becomes stronger. You become more aware of your body. Remembering now take some softening breaths for the final stage. And starting to soften, relax, and bring your posture of mindfulness into your body. As if you're becoming aware from the center of your body. Just relaxing more deeply into it. Becoming very present. It's as if you become aware from your body. And you can open your eyes. Okay. So these are the stages. I'm hoping I'm making them more clear for you. When you're doing the meditation, it's not about your body. It's not about the breathing. It's about the mental posture. It's the mental posture that you are cultivating. It's the mental posture that you are growing. As a meditator, it's your task to grow the curiosity. And the curiosity can be grown by just going, oh, how much effort do I need to apply here? Do I need to put in more effort or less? Intentionally try to put in too much effort and see what happens. Try it, see what happens. Try not putting enough effort in and see what happens. It's kind of like just finding this balance. And from day to day, this balance will be different. Yeah? Notice how playing with that balance, being curious, will help with the remembering. The mindfulness will become stronger. You may have noticed while we did that, while you're putting effort towards remembering, rather than effort towards what you were remembering, that your mind didn't wander as much, that the mindfulness becomes stronger. There's just more feeling of being settled. This is what we're doing. So for our first mindfulness training in MIDL, grounding awareness, the grounding is relaxing so the awareness goes into our body. That posture of the mind goes into our body. Difficult to explain. When you experience it, you'll know what I mean. But it's like the body becomes self-aware. We're no longer being aware from the head, we're being aware from the body. And this is, as a meditator, this is something you should cultivate. Becoming aware from here instead of from here. It's important to have that space. There's so many purposes. And the end of last year, we talked about this, why this was so important. And then if you wish to train the mindfulness from this point, once you're aware of your whole body, you have one task. And that task is to forget and to remember. So what we're doing then is we're putting effort into remembering. But once you feel that mental posture is become stronger and your remembering is becoming better, then what you do is you intentionally give up your effort to remember. Stop, don't do it. Stop it. You intentionally stop it and allow your mind to habitually wander. That means allow it to go wherever it wants to go. It doesn't matter where it goes, just allow it to. And then your task is to see if you can notice when it does wander. In the beginning, that will be after it's wandered, after you've been lost within thinking, that's okay. But as you do this and mindfulness grows stronger, you'll often start to notice your mind starting to wander, and you'll be able to relax and not get lost within the thinking at all. Then again, other times you will get lost. This is just what happens. This is just how it is. Yeah. So as simple as this seems, this is a very deep practice. And this will create our foundation for mindfulness of breathing. Because what is breathing other than just more sensations within our body? It's just changing flowing sensations within our body. So don't feel like you have to rush through this foundation, because this mindfulness of your body in this way, you'll find if you practice it, will start to appear within your daily life naturally. You don't have to make it happen. It will naturally appear. It will just come. But it's all based on the quality of effort that you put into your seated meditation practice now. That's it. Even if you're meditating for 5 minutes, it's the quality of the time, what you're doing with it, rather than the quantity of time that's most important.
Steve,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Once you are settled in your body, which I feel as feeling really heavy, to which extent, before you let your, you remember and forget, to which extent do you have this intermediary phase of concentrating on the breathing? On when do you have to do that? And
when we're doing this actual training, we don't even pay any attention to the breathing at all. We later on in our training, we turn to the breathing because what we're doing is we're trying to develop a very specific type of concentration. And we're also trying to develop an accuracy of attention. So that's one-pointed concentration. So where this is a general awareness, this is more accurate to one point. So the ability to focus in on one thing to a very fine point. And this has the aspect of settling the 5 hindrances to meditation temporarily from the mind. But later on, when your skill in mindfulness meditation becomes higher, you no longer need to develop that level of concentration to suppress those hindrances from your mind. You actually make the 5 hindrances, attraction, aversion, restlessness, sluggishness, and doubt, your meditation object. But in the beginning, we use mindfulness of breathing to cultivate that accuracy and to develop the ability to suppress these aspects of mind that actually remove the clarity of awareness. But eventually we have to abandon that and let that go, and let go of mindfulness of breathing as such for mindfulness meditation. Yeah.
so if I understand well, if one of the 5 hindrances is too strong, that you actually simply really get lost too much.
Yes.
Then you can switch to breathing and focusing your concentrating your awareness onto breathing, so that you reduce the 5 hindrances.
Depending
Is that correct?
on what the hindrance is.
Sorry?
Depending on what the hindrance is. If the hindrance is restlessness, you're better off expanding your awareness. Because if you try to concentrate on one thing, you'll feel like you're going to explode because the energy levels will go up. So you have to expand your awareness. So later on, we learn those ways of dealing with all individual hindrances. But once you're experienced enough in the meditation practice, the hindrances are not hindrances anymore. They're just characteristics of distraction. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Fantastic. Okay, wonderful. Has anyone got any more questions? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for spending. I did a lot of talking today, didn't I? This year, I want to really make the steps really clear. I'm going to just try to make them really, really clear. Yeah? Going to stay focused this year. Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone, for spending this time and sharing with me. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful week. And
Thank you.
goodbye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.